When 207's tech guy, Rich Brooks of Flight New Media in Portland, suggested we talk this month about how to be productive when working remotely, hundreds or even thousands of miles away from home, he had a good reason for choosing that topic. He's been away from Maine for a few weeks now, but still running his business, still carrying close to a normal workload, still talking to us, although by Zoom.
So what do you need to know to be fully prepared to work remotely far from home? Rob had questions, but first he wanted to hear about what life has been like for Rich in Puerto Rico.
I spent with my girlfriend a few days in Old San Juan, and then we spent a few nights with friends, and now we're in our own Airbnb in Humacao.
Well, that sounds pretty sweet. I trust it hasn't been all work. What has the division been between work and play?
Yeah, so when we first got into Puerto Rico, we went to Old San Juan. That was absolutely just vacation and sightseeing. Our friends was a little bit of a hybrid, and now that we're in our own Airbnb, it's pretty much like a regular work week. We get up in the morning, we work most of the day, and we close around 4 or 5 so we can enjoy some cocktails before dinner.
All right. Well, this is obviously not the kind of thing that you just like launch right into when you're going away for a full month. So how did you prepare for this so that you could work remotely and be productive?
Yeah, because this was something we had never done before. It was going to be kind of an exciting adventure. So I tried to figure out what I would need to bring, but also keep that in mind with how much I needed to pack. So I took a look at everything I did for a couple of weeks. And for my job, a lot of it is doing Zoom meetings. I also am reviewing different types of marketing campaigns, and also I do a weekly podcast. So with all that in mind, I realized one of the things that I couldn't live without was a second screen. So that was one of the things that I wanted to bring. I also realized that I do better work and am more productive if I have a mouse. But at the same time, I was totally fine using the keyboard that's built into my laptop. My girlfriend, however, does a lot of work with the number keyboard. And so for her, having an external keyboard was a deal breaker. So she decided to bring her own.
And were there other special tools that you decided in advance that you needed, or once you got there that you found you wanted to have?
Yeah, so when before I left, the one piece that was missing was that second monitor. I obviously wasn't going to bring a full-on monitor with me and pack that in my bag. So I found a lightweight 16-inch monitor, really nice, slides right into my backpack where I keep my computer, able to carry it around, and it was about $70, and I've seen price ranges from about $60 to $120 and up for this, but that's definitely been a fantastic purchase. Like I said, the mouse I already had, that was simple to do. And then some of the other tools were like, I needed to have podcasting equipment. So I wasn't about to bring my boom mic and my soundboard with me, or even my Blue Yeti mic that I use when I'm at home. But I found my old Sennheiser headset. And I bought that 100 years ago for about $30. You can still find it a similar price, and the sound quality hopefully is pretty good for this. And then obviously most laptops have a built-in webcam with them, but I've never been a fan of that up the nose perspective that it gives you. So I decided to pack my own external Logitech webcam, which cost me $120 during the height of COVID. But you can find cheaper brands starting at as little as $30. And that really has made a difference as well as far as my work and productivity goes.
You haven't really been away from Maine for all that long, but obviously it has been instructive already. What are the lessons, some of the lessons that you've learned?
Yeah, so one of the things is it's really important to have a setup. So once we got into this Airbnb, I was able to lay out all my equipment and set it up in the guest bedroom. So basically every morning after I get up and have some breakfast and coffee, I can come in here. Everything's already set up. That's greatly improved my productivity. And then lastly, I didn't want people to see that I was working out of a bedroom. It's just not the look I was going for. And I've never been a fan of that blurry background. So once I got settled, I actually reached out to my team and I asked one of them to take a photo of my office in Portland, Maine. And I took that picture, and that's what you're seeing as a background right now. So the people who are used to working with me and getting on video calls with me, they can see that I'm in work mode and not necessarily in a guest bedroom.
Very clever. I will admit you had me fooled. How about some tips for people who are the true digital nomads, the folks who are away from home and working for extended periods of time and often in different locations? What would you suggest for them?
Yeah, one thing is if you have the opportunity, choose a place with reliable internet. Without reliable internet, the whole thing falls apart. And as you and I know, we were supposed to record this yesterday, but a storm came through town and we lost power. And so here we are now. Another thing is find a balance between work and exploration. I mean, what's the point of coming down to Puerto Rico if you're not going to have a chance to go explore the rainforest or go to museums or check out a bunch of really cool restaurants and bars or whatever your pleasure is? And the third thing is you can find groups like the Nomad List or the Digital Nomad subreddit on Reddit, or there's plenty of Facebook groups where you can join and communicate with other digital nomads. I think there's like 40 million people who identify as digital nomads to kind of ask questions, share experiences, and just get the most out of your time on the road.
Well, if you're wondering whether Rich is ready to move to the tropics, no, that's not happening, he says. He told Rob he's itching to come back to Maine and looking forward to snowboarding this winter.
That's right around the corner, and we'll be